leader. They want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet. The mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. Y'all don't do no work, no work. Y'all forget I am the leader.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
Every election. So now, because they can't beat me, they got to do this smear campaign to convince public opinion that I'm bad for them.
So you said 2 elections. You were first elected in 2021?
No, 2013 was my first election for trustee. I was a trustee. I sat where they are.
Right.
That's why I know the law.
Council.
Yes.
Elected mayor 2021.
Yes.
Terms 4 years?
Yes.
Okay. Plans of running for re-election?
I'm running for both my seats. And I'm going to win them.
So, and when is the election for Thornton Township?
2025.
So those elections at the same time?
They are.
Bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
I could not be here breathing and be comfortable if I was really as bad as they was making it. You know, nobody could be around me. So for me to be this calm, I must have some kind of inner peace. And my inner peace is knowing that once everybody take the time to really see what type of person I am, you'd be surprised that I stuck around this long. I have to make the life that I do live as happy as I can and try to do the best with what I have. You know, live the best life I can live, be as happy as I can be. Nothing is perfect for anybody. I don't know.
Boys, I swear, I think I figured it out. You know why they don't want us redneck brothers and sisters and the hood brothers and sisters getting along? You know why? Because we'd be unstoppable. I'm telling you right now, we would shut shit down.
Yes. Why I ain't take it off the screen? I always do that. We will shut down. That's why I like to talk. Okay, so these are the 3 candidates for Thornton Township Supervisor knocked off. Let's just get the names because they only talked about Nate Felds. They highlighted him, maybe because they knew that he was something to reckon with. You know what I'm saying? I had to give a young man some kudos. Okay? They like Nate Felds. They only talked about him. Like, what's going on with the rest of the people? So let me just get to this little short article brought to you by AOL. Look at her. I told you she had my boots on. Look at her. All right, let me move forward. 3 candidates for the Thornton Township Supervisor in 2015 were removed from the April ballot Tuesday after the Township Electoral Board upheld objections to the filing. Independent candidate Stafford Owens, and now we have who he is. Let me see something. I'm going to tell y'all. Okay, let me finish read because I already made some predictions. I think I knew Stafford Owens was going to be getting out and Sydney Moore. I did. And we're going to talk about it. Independent candidates Stafford Owens, Nate Felds, and Sidney Moore were all disqualified due to issues with their required petition or other filings. A challenge to Harvey Mayor Chris Clark, who was running for the supervisor position under the Reform Thornton Township Party, was dropped. Now, y'all, do I got to get in? See, I'm about to get distracted. Do I got to get into Chris Clark? We're going to get into him. So he's still running? You see my face, y'all? Y'all better not even play. Talking about split the vote. Y'all better not even touch that, allegedly. Okay, and I ain't connected to nobody, but I already see the writing on the wall with that. Okay, but we'll talk about that. Challenges to the supervisor candidate were made before the caucus, before the Democratic Party and the Republican Party were held December the 9th. Despite protests from Supervisor Henyer, who sought to run for full term, Senate Napoleon Harris won a Democratic nominee. Henyer has filed a lawsuit. They're going to keep on talking about that. Okay. Henyer ally Michael Smith, Keith Price, who is a food assistant program manager. They're going to highlight that. They're like, that's your only job. So you know he ain't an alderman no more. He ex-alderman. I was like, food assistant pantry manager. That's who she had there. And Henry Township administration brought a successful challenge against Phil. You see, they keep talking about him. Failing to bind his statement of candidacy with his nomination petition as required by law. Henry attended the hearing but declined to be interviewed. Fell said his removal from the ballot was a mistake from the Electoral Board, which ruled against him 2-1, and said he will appeal the decision in Cook County Circuit Court. So he is appealing. Okay. It's just another obstacle I have to overcome. Fell said, adding Price and Smith are doing their best to knock out any competitor instead of thinking about who the residents want. Phil said he is frustrated with the process and allowed a filing error to disqualify him from election, and that voters should be able to choose their candidate for supervisors rather than be limited by the board. The election board consists of the trustee Gonzalez, right? Gonzalez. I just pausing because this is, you see, I always got to pause, right? Everybody got 10 jobs. Jesus. He on both election boards? Wasn't he at the one in Dalton too? Am I tripping? Wasn't Gonzalez there in House in Tiffany? Tell me I'm tripping. From the Dalton one. Now, Chris, I can't be mad if they want to take one or two of your jobs away. This better be voluntary. I don't like it. Yeah, look, how he gonna be on the board though? You see what I'm saying? Ain't he running? Ain't he running for trustee? Right? What ticket he on? He a Democrat? Y'all get in the comments and tell me. We asking some questions here. I got stuck on this. Just on the first name, Darlene. Ooh, she got 30 jobs. We just saw her on the school board over there helping Delgado get a job. Oh my goodness, man! If the FBI don't bust this up, y'all better be watching GRACELEVI. What is going on around here? And okay, let me keep moving because I got stuck right here. I'm just asking some questions. I just feel like things would be weird. Okay, so let me reread this. The election board consists of trustee Chris Gonzalez as a chair, trustee Darlene Gray Everett, and clerk Loretta Wells. And Gonzalez provided a sole no vote. Ooh. The board voted unanimously to disqualify Owens. And now I think Owens had the most mistakes. We're going to look. Who did not attend the hearing. Oh, he gave up. And Moore, who was found to have switched parties too recently for Democrats to independent. So that verified that Tiffany cannot go independent. You see what I'm saying? So knocked her out the box. You think she's going to try to go? Hold up. I just got sidetracked. Do you think she really going to try to overturn the caucus and then go like fully loaded? My God, I'm over here just imagining stuff in my head. Let's get through this article, okay? The board voted unanimously to disqualify those two, which was Owens and Moore, who was found to switch over into independent, as he said. Board attorney Tiffany Nelson, George Squeak, reported Owens did not have the required number of residents' signature to be on the ballot. The action, pending court action, leaves Harris, Nolan, Clark as supervisors. So Harris, I was like, who is Harris? So it's Harris. I got to write this down because we're going to figure out who these people. Nolan and Clark for supervisor candidate. And we're going to put Nate Fells because he's going to win his appeal. All right, I got a heart for Nate Fells. I'm praying for the young man. I'm telling you, you need to get rid of all these old people. They got too many intricate ties. The next generation is actually our generation, and it's not many of them that's interested in this. So you need to get the ones that are to start pulling the other ones so y'all can have somebody who's going to actually take these seats when these people croak. Unless they're going to keep on doing rituals trying to prolong their life. But let me shut up, okay? Gonzalez, I like you, but you tripping. Okay, Gonzalez said his votes were informed by Nelson recommendation based on the prior decision in similar cases. Okay. He answered my question when I said, you tripping. He like, well, it was based on a decision in similar cases. Gonzalez be knowing how to play his field. Like, he like, all right, I did some shady shit. But look, this is why. Okay. All right, Gonzalez, I got my eye on you. Okay, they're all different, even though they may at heart be the same type of decision. Gonzalez said there are different circumstances, so you have to take each one separately and kind of take it from there. He said he wanted to dismiss the objection brought against Phil because it appeared to arise from a simple misunderstanding of the rules. Gonzalez is running. He said he wanted to dismiss it, but he didn't. See, we got to look at that law. We got to see how that law is written about binding the documents. This is a simple interpretation thing. So if he appeal it, the judge is going to have to make a decision. But Nate has to bring the case law and the law that kind of circumvent the circumstances. Okay, I see what y'all over here doing. Gonzalez is running for re-election for trustee as part of the slate led by Harris for supervisor. After this, I'm about to listen to y'all comments. When I pause, that means I got something on my mind. I want to say something, and then I probably won't say nothing. He acknowledged that his own campaign and relationship with various candidates would be perceived as a conflict of interest. Oh my God, I didn't even read this. That is exactly what was on my head. That's why I paused. You see how you bring it out? Well, the judge gonna have to interpret that now. You giving Nate Fields grounds, because you even said it right here. It's perceived as a conflict of interest, allegedly, possibly, and that he would support institutions a more independent process to decide the electoral objection. So he let the judge make the decision. You don't want to get any kind of personal thing involved in this decision, Gonzalez said. You just kind of keep it straightforward as you could, just like you were on a jury or something. Challenges the candidate's seat spot until the Township board are up Tuesday. So, okay. Now, at least he know it looks like a conflict of interest because you're literally under the slate of the person that's supposed to be going against all these candidates. Why are you on a board? Why didn't they just let some of these people not be on a board? And I don't know, petition for other people to fill in that kid that was qualified? I don't like it. Okay. So let's move forward. I'm not going to get into, what does this say? Keep price, so I'm not going to get into they highlight, that's, you know why they keep highlighting Nate Fields? Because he's going to be back on that damn ballot. That's right. I'm making a prediction. Okay? You know what I'll do. If he don't, y'all can get on me. Just like I made a prediction about Tiffany suing. Okay. And I said she may win. Y'all get on me about that too. Okay. But look, this is Nate Fields out there doing it again. This was the second time he had to be back out there. All right. He put in that work. And that's why I think he's very ambitious in that if he can represent himself to at least get 2 of those things knocked down and submit the paperwork properly to keep the proceedings going, then that says a lot to me, because some adults can't even do that.
As it relates to this specific type of division, yes, because there is no, the way that it often gets violated actually is that people circulate in, for the February election, they circulate for the primary as a political party.
Yep, Tiffany.
And
see?
So they circulate.
And she circulated for people as a Democrat. See, didn't I just say that? That's just that's how it get violated.
Please stop.
I got to get comfortable.
Anyway, so they circulate at the they circulate for the primary election for a political party. Say they circulate as a Democrat or a Republican. And then they want to then run as a candidate or circulate for another person as an independent. Mm-hmm. So they can't do that. You can't party switch within the same election cycle. So I can't go out and circulate for a Democratic candidate for the February election and then myself decide that I'm going to be an independent candidate for the April, or circulate for my colleague who's running in April. So does that explain it?
Okay. Who said that?
Okay. So as it relates to this specific objection, given law, it would be my recommendation that the board overrule this objection because there's been no evidence that the candidate voted in the primary. The primary is not occurred. That's February 25th, 2025. So as presented, the objection, in my opinion, is not well-founded in law and should be overruled.
All right, let's go.
Okay, we got a motion to overrule by member Chris Gonzalez, or by Chair Chris Gonzalez. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, I will call the roll. Chair Gonzalez. Member Wells.
Yes.
Member Greg Everett. Motion carries. That objection is overruled.
Good job.
Next, we move on the failure to bind the statement of candidacy to the nomination petitions.
Okay.
So when Mr. Fields was arguing, he was arguing more about the binding of the petitions as a whole. But what the objector's argument is not that the petitions themselves weren't bound, but is that the statement of candidacy itself was not bound within the petitions. Now, as a practitioner, I can tell you that we always put the statement of candidacy with the petitions because that's what we believe generally needs to be done, and usually we feel that that's the best way to make sure everything is all nice and tight and neat and everything's going where it needs to go. The law on this is a little tricky though.
Okay.
So the law does in fact require that the nomination papers be neatly fastened in book form by placing the sheets in a pile and fastening them together at one edge in a secure and suitable manner. The election code also states that nomination papers must include a statement of candidacy under section 10-5. The election code does not specifically state, however, that the statement of candidacy needs to be bound within the nomination petitions. So there has actually been a lot of litigation on this issue. The Nader case, this is Nader, N-E-D-E-R versus Illinois State Board of Elections, found that section 10-4 requires a petition when presented or failed shall not be withdrawn, altered, or added to. And that part of it has been found to be a limitation in some courts, or in some cases, to preventing the filing of the statement of candidacy as a separate document. However, because law is never 100% clear, that's why you guys always have to fight us. In 1984, the Chicago Board of Elections voided the candidacy when it determined that the candidate filed his sheets at 9 a.m. in order to preserve a ballot position in the lottery, and then filed a statement of candidacy and loyalty later at 10:34 a.m. Then the Valentine case, V-A-L-L-E-N-T-I-N-E versus Bardwell, B-E-R-D-W-L-L. That case is cited as 132, Atlanta 3rd, 1033. In that case, the candidates of the new political party were found to have substantially complied with the election code by filing their statement of candidacy 4 days after filing the signature sheets, but before the expiration of the filing period. It should also be noted that Valentine is a case that falls under Article 10. And why that's important is that
only 12% of women-owned firms.
Oh, don't you do that to me. I was in the middle of dictating. And you're going to scare me like that. I'm sorry, y'all. I do apologize. That shit was loud.
Actually,
how you going to do that? All right, Bergen. I ain't mad you monetize. I know that's right. I was waiting for a commercial, though. Shout out to Berg. That shit scared me. Scared the lights out of me. I'm over here trying to document. All right. I'm getting a smile on my face because it sounds like it's mixed case law on this. Let's finish listening, y'all. Hold on.
just for the board's own identification. Article 7 deals with established political parties, and Article 10 deals with independent parties and youth political parties.
Okay.
However, the first district appellate court allowed a candidate to remain on the ballot when the candidate failed to file their statement of candidacy with their nomination papers and instead filed them 3 days later. And that's Courtney, C-O-U-R-T-N-E-Y versus Cook County Officers Electoral Board. Also citing Barnes, B-A-R-N-E-S versus Benes, B-E-N-E-S. So Chicago Board of Elections case 95 E-B-A-L-D 214, and Washington v. Means. That is case number 11 E-B-A-L-D 124. Those are also Chicago Board of Elections cases, all following.
Okay. Now y'all know what we're gonna do next because we haven't did this before. But our next live, we're gonna go over case law. We're gonna show you where to pull up the case law. It's pretty easy, and we're gonna read it, y'all. It'll probably be a little long, but we're gonna compare and contrast because we're gonna try to figure out what the appeals judge is gonna try to say. Okay? Woo! I'm excited. Y'all excited? Nate Fells, you got fight. Fight like you're Tiffany. Fight to the death. Okay, I had to say that. Go Nate. Go Nate. He represented himself well, y'all, for a young man. He did a great job.
This question, despite all this litigation going on about this and all these cases about this question came up again in 2019 in McCaskill versus Municipal Officers Electoral Board for the City of Harvey. In that case, the court opined that fortunately we can harmonize and give effect to each statute, i.e. the filing of multiple sets of petitions and the adding to prohibition. There are many ways a candidate might seek to add to the petitions in violation of section 10-4 of the cites filing an entirely new set of nomination papers. For example, the candidate might have omitted a required document from his filed nomination papers like the statement of candidacy and might try to add it later. Or the candidate might want to add more petition sheets to his filed nomination papers, fearing a lack of valid signatures. Section 10-4's language would still govern those situations, among others. We have not read that language, i.e. adding to, out of existence. So there appears to be a split amongst the courts, but the most recent word that we have is from the 2019 McCaskill versus Municipal Officers Electoral. And reading this, our review on the case law is, truthfully, I think that this is a call for the electoral board to make to determine whether they feel that the failure to include the statement of economic interest in a balanced manner with the nomination petitions, whether the electoral board determines that that is some sort of it impacts the integrity of the election process or the petitioning process, or whether it impugns some sort of fraudulent conduct or otherwise impacts the integrity of the election. So,
okay, Gonzalez, I'm getting mad a little bit because you voted against him, and they said that she gave you. Oh shit. Oh hell, I'm thinking here, look like Nate gonna have a case, dog. Yes, because she's like, listen, if it doesn't affect the process or the integrity, or it's no fraud, and it's so mixture of court cases, she's trying to explain. Okay, Gonzalez, you see this? I'll put my fist up.
With this one, truthfully, I am torn, and I leave it to the board to make a decision as to what the board wants to say. Because the board can really go either way.
Wait, I'm about to be like Tiffany. Don't be mad at me. You're black and you're Spanish and you're turning your back on your people. I'm sorry, y'all. I just have to say it. What's wrong with you, Gonzalez? Let's finish watch this. I'm tripping, y'all. I just had to get this off my chest.
In this matter, the question really is whether this final say of some time more saying that it's general consent.
Correct. Correct. I mean, there hasn't been an allegation raised that it was filed separately, like a couple days later or anything like that. The allegation, as I read it, is that the statement of statement of candidacy rather was not found with the nomination petitions.
Thank you.
So that's what the law is. It's tricky. It is under some courts, and some cases it appears to be required, and some they dispute whether it's required. These cases range from, cases as recent as the McCaskill versus Municipal Officers Electoral Board. That's a 2019 case. That is a first district appellate court case. And that case appears to say to me that it is required to be filed with it, because otherwise it would be adding to the petitions after the fact. But, like I said earlier, there are other cases which do predate that 2019 case, but those are the 2000 cases, or the 2000 case, that's the Courtney versus Cook County Officers Electoral Board case, where the appellate court said, they can go ahead and file, but 3 days later, it was filed within the filing period. No harm, no foul.
Thank you.
So really, the courts are split on this, but the most recent word that we do have on.
Put your hand down, Thickums. I see your hand going up. Put your hand down. No objection to case law. You saw his hand go up?
That is from 2019, where the court in Castle basically said a failure to put the statement of economic interest and just put all the documents together, basically. Put everything together and bind it all together and file it all together, with the exception of the statement of economic interest, right? Because the statement of economic interest clearly under the statute can be filed separately. There was statutory language as to that fact. But with the statement of candidacy, the ultimate question is whether it needs to be included with the nomination petitions. The Courtney case is definitely on point. However, like I stated, when I say it's on point, it's very similar fact scenario with the exception of in the Courtney case, the statement of candidacy was filed 3 days later. However, the McCaskill case did give a clear directive as well to state that under section 10-4, you can't add to your petitions. And is this considered adding to petition?
No.
So that's really
no.
Right. So that's really, what the board needs to sort of wrestle with.
The petition is the signatures. That's not adding to the petition. None of the arguments is talking about that. Shut up, Keith.
So the Illinois Election Code does not specifically specify that the petition, that the statement of candidacy needs to be bound with the petition, but that's been the overarching interpretation. Section 10-4 provides that the petition sheets be neatly fastened in book form. And then section 10-5 provides that the nomination papers need to include a statement of candidacy. So the interpretation
is
for the last 20-something years of
Yep. I'm going to read that. We're going to read that together. But from what I'm hearing, even the interpretation of the law, she cited 2 different codes. One that specified what was the conditions for the petitions to be handed in, and the second code, what was the conditions for the like you choosing what party you on. That's what that was the issue. It's 2 separate codes. Now, if it said that these 2 supposed to be bound in together when they talked about the petition, then that's different. There's different rules that govern the petition versus this particular paperwork and the paperwork of economic interest. 3 different ones. So we got to look at the difference, because you can't just intertwine and mush them together. And that's what she kind of trying to tell y'all. I think this Caucasian lady and trying to warn them, just letting Nate get by. But you're black. You're doing this to black people. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trolling. Let's go.
The interpretation has always been you put the statement of candidacy with the nomination papers. However, like I stated, the Courtney courts, as well as the Chicago Board of Elections in a few instances, and the Valentine Court, have found that filing those separately can be okay. Now, us lawyers often use this one guide called the Illinois Continuing Legal Education Guidebook, and it's got this whole chapter on election law. I was reviewing that chapter last night, and in part of it, it does state that, well, in some jurisdictions, this is found to be okay. It's a very dangerous thing, and we highly recommend that candidates find their statement of candidacy for their petitions. So, again, I think this is
recommend.
The courts kind of are split on it, but the most recent word we have on it is from the 2019 McCaskill case.
That's not part of the procedures.
Well, in the McCaskill case, it said basically that you can't add to the petitions later. It sort of solidified that principle and talked about that principle. I don't believe it actually specifically addressed the statement of economic interest, but it was talking about just overall filings of documents. So again, I think that there's kind of a split in the courts as to what the law is, but according to the McCaskill case, which again is the most recent case, nothing can be added to it. They do state a specific example where they say a candidate might have omitted a required document from his filed nomination papers, like a statement of candidacy, and might try to add it later. So the cast report was specifically talking about a situation.
Everett confused. Gonzalez on the sleep.
In that same 2019 case, it says without any allegation of fraud or proof of the integrity of the process had been effective, they recommend objections. Overrule the objection.
Well, that was,
I'm going to say that's right.
so that, I mean, the board can certainly make a determination as to whether, you know, they feel that the board, whether they feel that the failure to include that impacts the integrity of the process, or whether the board feels that strict compliance with section 10-5 and 10-4 is required.
Have you?
Well, not usually elections. I'm sorry. Usually I've read it correct. I mean, my interpretation is that you are supposed to find all the documents together.
Girl, you stupid. That's not what it say, probably. It's two separate codes. It better say that. It better bind them together, girl. Wells.
Okay, so do you make a motion to sustain the objection as it relates to the failure to bind the statement of candidacy with the petitions?
Yes.
Okay, so we have a motion to sustain the objection as it relates to the failure to bind the statement of candidacy with petitions. Do we have a second on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a motion made by member Loretta Wells and a second made by member Darlene Gray Everett to sustain the objection as it relates to the failure to bind the statement of candidacy with the nomination petitions. I will now take a roll call. Chair Chris Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Member Loretta Wells.
Yes.
Member Darlene Gray Everett. Motion carries. The objection is sustained as to the failure to bind the statement of candidacy with the nomination petition.
Hold on, y'all.
With section 10-5 and 10-4 is required.
She voted yes. She voted yes. He said no. They had two opposite votes. Wait.
So the
No, it stressed me out that I got confused. I swear, it stressed me out.
to bind the statement of candidacy with the nomination petitions. And finally, we do have one last objection in this matter. This relates to a failure to list party affiliation on the statement of candidacy. In that objection, the objectors list section 710 of the election code. And I would just note that 710 is not applicable in these proceedings. It's actually, so that's an incorrect citation. And in addition to that, as an independent candidate, Mr. Fields is not technically required to list any sort of party affiliation. And there is plenty of case law saying that if somebody files, say, a nonpartisan nominating petition for an independent race, that's okay. So it would be my recommendation to overrule that objection.
She tried to tell him.
I make a motion to overrule.
Okay, the motion to overrule made by member Wells. So we have a second? Okay, Chair Gonzalez?
Yes.
Member Wells?
Yes.
Member Gray? Okay, there being no other objections related to this, Mr. Fields, there will be a written decision and objectors. There will be a written decision drafted and we will come back here. Do you guys want to try and settle on a date now? That's let's you have to come back and actually substantive decision. Let's look at our calendar real quick. Does December 30th or December 30th, preferably December 30th work? December 30th is a Monday. We would be hoping to schedule them all on the same day. Sooner, not really, because we're gonna need time to break the written decisions.
Right after Christmas.
That is right after Christmas. I'm not gonna be in town the 26th or 27th.
30.
30th, Member Gray Everett? Do I need to be here? Okay. Okay. Okay, well, this will, so this will be just to issue the written decisions. So if you're not able to be here, Member Gray Everett, and Member Wells and Member Gonzalez are able to be here, then that's fine, as long as we have a quorum. And this will be solely for the purpose of issuing the written decisions. So again, yeah, I would say 10 a.m.
Yes.
And in relation to the trustee cases that'll be coming up later, if those cases are fully adjudicated, this will, this date will be reserved mostly for written decisions. If there's anything substantive that needs to happen, at least on the supervisor cases, we will try and work with your schedule. Another great. Okay, so this matter, I just need a quick vote from the board to continue this matter to December 30th at 10 a.m. for issuance of the written decision. And just for the record, the written decision is that Mr. Makefield's name will not appear on the ballot. If we has removed from the ballot as it relates to the one objection for the failure to bind the statement of candidacy with the nomination petitions, and all other objections were overruled, and the written decision will reflect that. The substitution, I'm sorry, I don't know what you mean.
Oh, thick ass. You know, I'm talking about Keith Price. Put on his glasses, talking about we done. Oh, you make me sick.
Sure. The decision has already been made. So this is just issuance of a written decision that reflects the matters that were discussed here today.
So the decision has been made, but I'm not going to appeal on the ballot as an independent candidate for election.
Yes, because the objection was sustained as it relates to the failure to bind the statement of candidacy with the nomination petitions. And that was sustained on a 2-to-1 vote.
Although the documents were filed at the same time, again.
Just go ahead, just appeal it. He filed them at the same time. The case laws that they put up, and we didn't read them yet, but they said that one was filed, the 1984 case, one petition was filed at 9 a.m. and then the what is it called? They said this is the candidacy. You choose who your candidacy paper. That one was filed at 10:34 a.m. and that was good. Then there was another one that was the same situation and that was good. Go ahead. I know you mad. You're doing great, Nate. Especially had to deal with Catch a Dog Smith and Thicker Than a Snicker KP. Whew, you did a great job, sir.
The electoral board agreed that I'm not going to be on the ballot.
I said Spanish. Puerto Rican.
Even though I work this hard for signatures and for full township, our board can't come to the decision to determine the candidates. That simple mistake as far as faithful and simple advising.
Yep, that's what it looked like. I think Nate is basically saying they don't have the authority to make a legal decision as the board, but they do. But I think he's saying in the capacity of determining case law. But I think that's what he's talking about.
Well, you do have appeal rights, sir. And once you get the written decision, and the written decision will reflect that you have 5 days to file an appeal with the circuit court. And so at that time, once you receive the written decision, you are certainly more than welcome to file your appeal. We would put together the record, and then you would make your case before the circuit court. As you heard during deliberations, the state of the law was read to the spread to the board, and this is the determination of the board meeting.
Mm.
So the written decision will be issued on December 30th at 10 a.m. So if you would like to appear in person for that, you certainly can, and we will give you a copy of the written decision once it's signed by the board. If you are unable to appear, you just can let us know that we're waiving personal service as it relates to the statutory service for the decision, and we will email it to you.
Go down there on the 30th, get your paper, already have your appeals paper already ready, because you're going to attach that decision to your appeal paper that's already filled out, and we're going to be taking it up, okay? These people, and I thank you. I don't know what Gonzalez is, but I had to crack jokes because that's Tiffany thing. Oh my God, Nate did a great job. We're going to get to the most significant parts because obviously what you see is that the other candidates was knocked out the box and one petition was withdrawn of Mr. Clark. And that one, right? Chris Clark. Yeah, we're going to have to do a deep dive on him. Let's finish listening, and then we're going to get to the part where Tiffany kicked out the trustee. Kicked out the media. So we'll get to see that because Burgundy Blue got those clips. Shout out to Burgundy Blue because it was all like written about what Keith Price said, but she got it. It looked like she got him slamming the door, coming there, talking shit. His old coming, I'm a general. Well, let's finish play this, and then we're gonna hear what Nate has to say at the end, and we're going to end this live. I want to say thank you for you guys being with Grace Levi, and I did get that message. I appreciate you. Thank you, because it was always used against me. I used to be the geek, but I still didn't give a damn. Like, did you know? Did you know? They were like, oh, Lord, here she go again. Yes, sir. All right.
Mr. Price, Mr. Smith,
Yes, ma'am.
do you waive statutory service of the decision?
This email was fine.
Yeah, they so fast got up. The procedure wasn't even done. Yo, disrespectful asses.
Okay, so they will accept the service of the decision.
Look at it.
Okay, thank you. Great, we have to move on to the next case.
I can't stand them. Let's move forward. Let's get to the when they shot it up media.
Why are you not investing in tax?
This is my favorite commercial, y'all. This is my competitor right here. Okay, I invest in tax liens and tax deeds, so I be gunning at this dude. So I got sidetracked. So I be starting my live like, why aren't you investing in tax liens? And I'll be like, because you don't know what you're doing. Don't follow this guy, his 5-step plan in 30 minutes and end up losing your money. So yeah, this is my competition. You want to show him on my stream? Tell him I'm gunning for him out here in Atlanta. I'm coming. I'm right behind you, sir. See, I'm telling you, that's my competition. That's my competition right there. Let's finish watch this. That was an infomercial, y'all. At the end, you'll see primetime home buyers. Me and him competition right there.
Your name? I'm Burgundy Blue.
Burgundy Blue.
Nice to meet you.
If y'all don't know what y'all watching, because I got sidetracked, this is when that Henry said all the media go in a certain little room, and that they was going to get a little sneak peek of what she had to say. And all of a sudden, she caught post-traumatic stress and a little bipolar and didn't know who she was mad at and kicked the wrong people out. Lansing, allegedly. Okay. Because Lansing didn't do anything, saying that they're bloggers.
Oh, no. That would imply responsibility and accountability. None of that. No.
Let's see what's going on here.
All right. I'm going to do my best. Critical, we miss you. Critical smoke, come back. All right.
See? Good job, Burgundy. I told y'all it's hard. She like critical come back. It's hard work. It is. This shit hard. I be trying to do a commercial, record myself. I'll be like, Lord, this is not easy.
No, that's you. Yeah. No, don't apologize.
Shout out to Burgundy.
I'm right here. That's right. You break it, you buy it, right?
Thank you. That's
all.
Hey guys, hope you do the best I can.
Talk to the news.
Okay. All right. So then, okay. Sorry.
all right. No, thank you. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
You could have just directed me. I'm the only blogger in here.
Oh, wait.
I think
I thought everybody was bloggers. She said everybody else. She said all others.
Oh, she said, "Oh, go back." Okay. He said I could go back in. Okay, he let me back in.
They'll let you back in?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. No problem. Good. You should have picked that one.
Okay, they let me back in, guys. Let's see.
What they got going on?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I guess they wanted to figure out who was going to say they was a blogger, and when Burgundy Blue walked up, the only one, he probably like, oh shit, that's a resident. Probably went to Tiffany, and Tiffany said, no, everybody. And who else in there? Let's see what happens. I'm fast forwarding.
What is that about? Is that a control thing or is that a control?
Get to him coming
out there. Definitely go back out there.
Okay, let's see.
All right. She's only talking to the actual news. She's not talking to, she doesn't want it.
Okay.
We are actual news.
Well,
Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know.
I'm from the Lansing Chicago Tribune.
Yeah.
She does consistently reporting online just because we're
the
online.
same thing. That's not my call. So, for the interview with them.
TV.
Oh, you're about to have Lansing file some paperwork against you because they're actually the news. But Trump, you know, when they be doing those the presidential speeches and then they don't acknowledge some news broadcasters, I don't know, can they sue? But this one, you put out the news, so you got a problem. You cannot acknowledge someone who's actual news, but I don't think you can put them out. Well, maybe you think it's because she was holding a press conference selectively. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so.
She gonna talk about
TV. I'm not sure. I'm sure they'll air it.
Well, why are we playing these games? I don't understand. We're coming in.
I don't know. Did you ask the electoral board while they're playing games?
Well, let's talk about it.
No, exactly. That's the thing. We just want to talk about it.
What the hell does that have to do with anything, Keith? What is that? The electoral board is playing games. What does that have to do with this?
You asked them why they were changing the rules they adopted?
What the hell does that have to do with? Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, I said I wasn't gonna curse. I almost made it the whole broadcast. You see how mad he looked? This is how he made me mad. Oh, I just grabbed his face, y'all.
You can see it?
That's news.
That's definitely new.
They're more than 100 years old. So
No, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely like the TV thing. It's fine. I don't know why you can't. She likes being on TV.
Right.
I like being. It's just like the thing. All right, we're headed out. So the Tribune, I don't know why the Tribune can't be in there. That's weird. Yeah.
All right, y'all saw what happened just there. Oh, that just got me mad. And then Keith, I'll be still trying to give you a little pass when you said, oh, it wasn't me. That's what I told her. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, he got some common sense in my head. And then you gonna go talking about, well, the electoral boy, you tell them. What the does that have to do with the cup of tea in France? Okay. Ooh, he's such a gaslighter. He pissed me off. We are 2 hours into this broadcast. I want to say thank you guys for being with me. Y'all actually been here through the whole thing. We're just going to show what Nate Fells have to say. Our part 2 to this is where we're going to go into the election board laws that they were talking about. It says Article 10 was the one that applied to Nate Fells. In Section 5 and 4, we're going to highlight that. And then we're going to get to some of this case law that they highlighted. They highlighted at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cases. So we're going to see if we can find up to 10 and see, balance out which ones would you agree with? Because and then could I clarify to me, because you know I'll be mad at Wells, but it sounded like she didn't go against Nate Fells. That's what it sounded like, right? It sounded like it was Gonzalez that went against Nate Fells, right? So just clarify, because the article said it was Gonzalez, and it looked like Wells was like, okay, y'all just because I got a little confused. Everybody was just talking too much at the end. Y'all good. We did good. We 2 hours into this seminar. This is how I get a little blurry at the end of my nursing seminar. By the end, I'll be like, y'all recording? Lashley's clunking out. All right, let's get to the end because the most important part is Nate Fields to me. All the other candidates, I pretty much knew that they were going to be knocked out the box, and we just going to say who that was knocked out the box. Not Chris Clark. He's still going to be in there. Klein is still going to be there. And Harris. These are the ones that's going for supervisor. And allegedly Nate Fields in my eyes. Sanders, that's the gentleman with the dreads and the forehead. I think I got his picture, y'all. That's how I remember him. He had made his announcement, but he had so many things contested against him. It was just terrible. I was like, that man ain't about to make it. I don't think I got a picture of his forehead. But they had a lot of objections to Sanders, more no disrespect to him. The multiple filings, I don't know. It was in the right time frame. 160 pages was circulated that they were contesting the signatures and something else about late filing. So he was knocked out. Owens was definitely knocked out. And Owens was another one. He did a lot of mistakes. Owens, they got him on signatures, possibly not numbered, and I think that's what they got him. He wasn't even, when they cross-referenced the signatures, you remember I told you guys do that to Hinyard, but nobody did it. Double signatures, they were saying, non-voters. Y'all should have just did that to Hinyard too. Statement of economic interest wasn't done by Owens. Remember I told you, I said, oh, he out of here. On the top of my paper it says knock out the box, right? I said Sanders, I said if his son and he get his lawyer there, possibly. But remember, we was telling, I think his lawyer was the one that was sick. Somebody's lawyer was sick. All right, so I'm just going over my old notes so y'all can know what happened. Just kind of like, and Davis was another one. That's the trustees. The part 2 was about the trustees. I guess we'll have to do a part 2. Because I'm not about to be here for another 2 hours. Because I actually have an event to go to at 7 o'clock, y'all. I got to go marketing. So there is going to be a part 2. Okay. Hopefully, let's do part 2 tomorrow morning. Okay. Because we already got the reading of Miss Stephanie Wiedemann for Tuesday. I rescheduled that. So tomorrow, before I go disappear for the weekend, we're going to finish, watch what we missed, as far as the trustees, to see who's running for the trustees in Thornton, because we still have an issue. We need to make sure that these people are not party driven, that they're for the people. And we also know that Thornton residents has to come up with a date, petition for a date so they can choose a trustee. Y'all remember that. So we still got to keep our eye on that. So let's finish listening to see what Nate Fields have to say. You got the eye of the tiger. And then we're going to put the best comments up there. I see we got a lot of Nate supporters, guys. I appreciate you, y'all. I don't even know that man. I just got love for him. Like, I see a good soul and they young. We need the young people to be out there. These old people be compromised and stuck in their damn ways. I'm just saying. Let's move forward. Let's get you up to Burgundy.
Oh my goodness.
It's 4 of those objections and get them knocked off.
This is how you come through. You have to nail that.
Hit the like button. Thank you. Look at Nate looking like a young lawyer.
Hey Nate, good to see you. Good to see you. We
like a young lawyer. Shout out to Burgundy Blue. You did an amazing job, girl.
For you.
I had to take a nap. My ass was like, they were like, is Grace asleep? I'm sorry.
You don't have it. No, thank you. You don't have anyone else contesting you yet today, right? That's it?
That's it.
Okay, good. Okay, so you got 2 out of. Oh, let me put you on camera if that's okay.
Sure.
Go ahead, Nate. So anyone else contesting you today?
So actually it was 3 different objectors today. 2 of them had attorneys, and then the other one was Keith Price and Michael Smith. Now, Keith Price and Michael Smith had about 5.
Okay, I'll bring you on out here with us because she's starting back up. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No.
So Keith Price and Michael Smith did end up, they had like 5 objections. So I was able to go up against 4 of those objections and get them knocked off. 1 objection remained sustained, and so that's going to have to be appealed. Mm-hmm. And so I'll be going to the Cook County Electoral Board to appeal that and try to get that passed through the Cook County Electoral Board.
You did pretty good, you know.
Thank you. The other 2 objections were attorneys. And so I went up against attorneys by myself with no attorney. And I beat them. So I beat 4 of Keith Price and then 2 attorneys. So I think I did pretty good, but I didn't do good enough. I like to have got everything passed. So still working on getting my ballot. So just gonna do what needs to be done, you know.
We'll see you December 30th at 10 a.m. and we just appreciate you. A lot of people in the comments saying good job, you're fighting. We see how you was out there giving signatures door to door.
Absolutely.
So keep on going. Don't give up.
Thank you. And if you guys can donate, please do. You know, any dollar helps real. I think I will end up going to get an attorney this time because I don't know who's going to be on this board. So I hate that a lot of the attorneys are booked up and used up by these elected officials. It's hard to find one locally, but I have to at least consult with someone and then sit up there and do what I got to do, you know?
Yeah.
So it's for the people, you know, I'm not doing this for me. I don't have a team right now. I'm literally doing this by myself.
What happened, babes? Hold up, y'all. Something froze. Let me just refresh it because I was looking at something else.
The most affordable 12-month GL.
They wanted to give us a commercial. Let's just finish listening to what he got to say, and then we're gonna go to Nate Fell page.
You guys can donate, please do. You know, any dollar helps real. I think I will end up going to get an attorney this time because I don't know who's going to be on this board. So I hate that a lot of the attorneys are booked up and used up by these elected officials. It's hard to find one locally, but I have to at least consult with someone and then sit up there and do what I got to do, you know?
Yeah.
So it's for the people, you know, I'm not doing this for me. I don't have a team right now. I'm literally doing this by myself.
Every time it pause. I'm trying to fast forward. I don't know if that's the last part of it. All right. So shout out to Burgundy Blue. She did an amazing job. Camera was on fleek. Sound was like on whoa. Shout out to you, girl. All right. So let's get to Nate Phil page. And we're going to get to some of your comments as we read this. So this was some of the comments that was highlighted. Again, I want to say shout out to Mr. Roberts who stopped by today, gave us a little bit of insight. Said Keith Price and Michael Smith may be looking for Chris Clark for future jobs. That's probably why they laid off of him. Allegedly, they were his challengers. Not allegedly, they were. Okay, they were. Next, the judge explains different cases in the binding process. They went with the latest, and that's what tripped up Nate. So we're going to verify that one. What was the latest one? And was that, but it seemed like it was a lot that was going for allowing his paperwork to submit. That's why we're going to pull up 10 and see how many is that would support him just being able to submit, because this was an administrative technical error. It really wasn't. He did it on the same day, same time. He didn't even mess up. It's all based on interpretation. So we're going to look at that. So great. Thank you, Ms. Shear. You've been amazing. And you're very intelligent. I could tell. All right. Coffee. And for connecting the ugly dots, he will not be Riverdale trustee. I know so many people in Riverdale who are against him. So pay attention, y'all. Pay attention to what's going on with him. I'm sorry. I thought I had to comment on the page. Yeah, because y'all got to vote these people out. I don't know who they think they are having all these jobs, 30 jobs like a Jamaican, right? Next, I'm rallying up my family and neighborhood in the South Highland and Riverdale to back Nate. So while you say that, you are amazing. Thank you. You make my heart melt because I'm like, come on, y'all. Come on. Get behind this young man. Y'all keep having these old whippersnappers over here playing y'all like chess. Old gangsters like Miss Loretta Wells, 50 years, and her husband. Okay. Now, this is his campaign website. Also, it says, don't forget to donate. All in, y'all go get right here. This is his number. Let me put this on here for y'all so y'all can get in on any updates that has to do with his campaign. Okay. I'm going to put this number on the screen so you guys can see it. We're going to get Nate Phil some support here. We got people in the family like, man, we rallying up the squad. because I want to say this. I know people want people with tenure, with background. We also want someone who's flexible, someone willing to learn. And also, I'm not saying that Zuccarelli taught him everything he know, but at least he watched Zuccarelli in some of his practices, have an idea. I don't know what Zuccarelli showed him, but to be under him and get some type of mentorship says a lot. And to be open, and some of his things, that his agenda is great. It is focused on the veterans, is focused on job creation, is focusing on self-cultivation. He even talking about having some like gardens out there. Like, man, he got some fucking ideas, y'all. Y'all need a young whippersnapper. But I'm just throwing that out there. You know, I like to give people a chance. So this is was posted on the 18th. He like, listen, all on the campaign trail this week. And I pray that he continue to move forward as though he's not knocked off the ballot. How you be like, mind over matter. Okay? She don't tell Grace no. I told you, did y'all know I got kicked out the nursing program? Because I missed the date. Oh, yep. I came in swinging. They was talking about me and everything before I came in, talking about she hood, she don't appreciate this, and I stood up for my shit by myself. So fight, Nate, fight. Okay. I know he has some other stuff. When we do the part two of the case law and everything, we'll put up more of his information with whatever he has to, share with you guys to support him. But people are rallying behind you, Nate. You see what they're saying? He got my vote and some more votes. I got behind him in Riverdale and South Holland. Who are you talking about? Smith? Hold up. You said South Holland. Tell me, I got a little confused. I know I'm 2 hours in getting all sleepy. All right. He's going to do a great job somewhere in the office. I think he is. Whatever it is, that man. Yeah, he came out like a little lawyer. Not no emotions. Even when the judge called him like, no, you got to direct it towards me. He fixed it and just got focused. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So, Kathy, the biggest thing someone can do for Nate right now is to get him a lawyer that knows electoral law, election law. Exactly. Next, she gave their last mayor a heart attack. That's why he lost against her. You know what? I told y'all, I said the same thing, but I said it different. I said she did voodoo. I'm tell y'all it's black magic. How she got two positions and one had a heart attack, one had a stroke. Weird. I'm with you, Cafe. We know what's going on in the spiritual realm. It's over there causing, excuse my language, thunderstorms and shit. Sound like they were just fouling to see what would stick. Exactly what lawyers do. They try to pull that like this, and it ain't nothing really stick. Got knocked down. He even knocked down the lawyers. I donated to his campaign and to get him a lawyer he deserved. Let me see if he got a GoFundMe or something up. Where is this thing at? Okay, hold on, y'all. There we go. And let me go to his page real quick. Y'all can go straight to his website, so it ain't even no. See, he ain't even hood. He like, I don't need to go GoFundMe. Y'all go right through my website, and y'all can donate right on my website the right way. So y'all can donate here. Let's see what they got going on. One time. Y'all know if y'all not rich, y'all could put $10, $5. You know what I'm saying? Help this man now. So this is it. He got his already set up, nice website and everything. All right, Nate is ready. No GoFundMe. He ain't no GoFundMe, baby. All right, Grace, they voted semi-correctly by how judge explained the latest case law. Appeal will remedy that, hopefully. I think so. I like the way you're thinking. I appreciate you for being part of the family, and let me know, would you like to be a mod? And Isaac, he disappeared. I appreciate you guys adding substance to the conversation, and all you guys are. It's just a few people just start standing out to me, And, you know, I want to create a tone here where we like to do legal research, and I need help too. I need people who are like, oh no, that's not what they said. You know, people who got the eye of the tiger. So let me know, share if you want to be a mod, because I appreciate what you add to the conversation. The only thing Nate got hung up on is that one piece of paper not stapled to the rest. Case law leaves that up to the appeal. Was Keith allowed to go through Nate paperwork? And that's what we need to figure out. Okay, Nate need to go and do a Freedom of Information Act on a Freedom of Information Act of the people who wanted to see his paperwork. If that man reviewed that paperwork in the clerk office as he stated without having his information put in as a Freedom of Information Act, did not know you could go in physically to do that, it has nothing to do with his position. Like, you remember when he said that Carmen could have went in and examined Freedom of Information papers about the finance, or got copies, and it was like 100 of them, and they was just like, let her look at it. But that's in a different capacity. So yes, Nate need to look into that, because that sound a little suspect. Fuck you, indeed. You was back there looking at people's paperwork. Yup. Close up, Keith face reminds me of the Muffet. The Muffet baby, a Muffet. A Muffet baby? Don't think so. I don't trust that lawyer from Delgado Group either. Is she from Delgado Group? That lady? If it is, she actually did a great job. I'm going to be honest. She seemed very fair. And she tried to warn them. She like, y'all going to be spending more money. Hello? I recommend. That was the only thing one of the ones she did not recommend, and left it up to Everett, Wells, and Gonzalez. You see what I'm saying? She's like, I'm gonna let y'all make a decision, but she kept explaining it. And shout out to Jane Lopez Thomas. I appreciate you. Like I said, so I used to put down my way of thinking, dummy myself down, because I know I'm from the hood. I'm from Newark. And at some point I just said, fuck it. I'm about to be who I am. I'm like, do you know that the stars is they be like, girl. I'll be like, what? I'm gonna just be me. Yeah, but you know, I had to crack that joke. I was just cracking jokes when I was like, they black. They are black. But this is what we do. We're gonna log off. I appreciate you guys being with us today. We're gonna get a word from our sponsors and a word from our favorite Superman
leader. They want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet, the mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. Y'all don't do no work. Y'all forget I am the leader.
Every election. So now, because they can't beat me, they got to do this smear campaign to convince public opinion that I'm bad for them.
So you said 2 elections. You were first elected in 2021?
No, 2013 was my first election for trustee. I was a trustee. I sat where they are.
Right.
That's why I know the law.
Council.
Yes.
Elected mayor 2021.
Yes.
Terms 4 years?
Yes.
Okay. Plans of running for re-election?
I'm running for both my seats. And I'm going to win them.
So, and when is the election for Thornton Township?
2025.
So those elections at the same time?
They are.
Would you like to learn a brand new and innovative way to invest your extra money that has a low barrier to entry and low competition? What if I told you that it is a guaranteed method to get up to 18 to 20% return on your investment? Tax lien and deed purchasing is the only way to get into the real estate market through the back door. No credit and no loans needed. This method isn't commonly taught, and therefore the competition is very low, for now. Put together a 14-hour info-packed course which will teach you everything you'll need to know to get started. Learn at your own pace, step-by-step guided video and aids to start you on the TLC deed investment process. The course offers many learning tools for new investors, helping ensure you safely invest in tax liens and deeds. Contact us today and join the buyback team.